Hey guys, it's Daniel, and welcome to the 5,000 sub Q&A special. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for the support. I have some big changes in the works right now, but I'm seriously grateful for your guys' patience and support while I work on some of those things behind the scenes. With that in mind, I picked out some particularly interesting questions that I found to be intriguing in terms of you getting to at least kind of know me and my mind a little bit better. So with all of that being said, let's get right into this. So heading into our first question from Cryptic Pell, and he asked, what was the worst video you ever made and what was the worst thing you ever got for Christmas? I would have to say that some of my least favorite videos that I've probably made are probably some of my more recent ones. I think the ideas behind them were good, but the execution was less than favorable, and I don't know, I really feel like I have been under delivering in terms of that department, in terms of just overall production value, and in terms of the worst thing I've got for Christmas, I honestly am not sure. But Tiger Tan asked, why did you choose to main Scout and who would you main if Scout didn't exist? Now, I've always been drawn to Scout, I think, because he's just a very rewarding class to play. Everything about him is really simple, but everything from movement to aiming tactics, everything like that, it just takes time to improve at. And being really mobile is something I like in a lot of games, and he's just super fun. He's very fast-paced to play, and improving as him I find to be extremely rewarding. However, if he didn't exist and the world of TF2 only had 8 classes, I would probably either main Demo or Soldier because I personally really enjoy those classes as well. Hendrik asked, what is your favorite TF2 YouTuber? And I would probably have to say my favorite TF2 YouTuber at the moment would be Lazy Purple. I would say Soundsmith, but I consider him more of just a generalist channel than primarily a TF2 channel now. But I really like Soundsmith as well, but I really admired Lazy's attention to detail and just overall production quality. Butter R asked a really hard question, but a good one. Who is your favorite character, gameplay, and story-wise? Now, this is a hard one because I have actually numerous answers, so I think I'll share one of my favorites as of recent, which has been Doom Guy. I know his character arc is very linear, and he's just an angry man, rip and tear, but I don't know, I just find the passive-aggressive nature of him with every little thing he does, it's just really cool to me. I don't know, he's pretty much the definition of actions speak louder than words, and everything from how he handles in-game story to just his natural state of being. I don't know, I just find it to be pretty hilarious. It's just really fascinating. It's really entertaining. I guess I kind of picked a pretty boring character for this question to pick, I guess. But I'm just a huge Doom fan, so I don't know. I'm just naturally drawn to that kind of shit. Joseph Stalin asked, which cosmetic hat is your favorite? Now this one is personally really tough because, as you guys know, there's freaking thousands of cosmetics, it feels like. So having to go with one though, I think it would have to be a Scout cosmetic, and I think it would be the Troublemaker's Tussle Cap. I personally own like 6 of these, I think, one being a Strange, one being a Green Energy Unusual, and like 4 more that are all just painted a bunch of different colors. I personally just think this cosmetic really fits the Scout as, you know, the Troublemaker he is. Just dresses very casually onto the battlefield. I don't know, it fits a lot of loadouts, and the Unusual I have for it just looks really nice. Leo asked, do you think Valve will ever allocate more devs to support TF2 like they used to? Honestly, I can't give a yes or a no to that question. Probably not, would be a more likely answer I could give, because there are a lot of circumstances that occur internally at Valve that kind of really dictate what projects are being worked on. I would like to say yes to be hopeful, but as it currently stands, I don't know as of right now. I highly doubt it. Destroyer111 asked, which is your favorite Fallout game you like the most, and what's your favorite character? A bit of, I guess, an unpopular opinion maybe. I've always really been a fan of Fallout 3 because that was my first Fallout game. And the Lone Wanderer, the character you play as, I don't know, I guess very basic, but I guess since he was like my first taste of just the Fallout universe, I really gravitate towards him. You know, main protagonist, Fallout 3, really can't beat the Lone Wanderer. I don't know, kind of a basic answer, but I just really enjoy him. Creeperman asked, is this your first YouTube channel? It is. It's the first one I've made content for. I've had another one I've used just to kind of watch stuff, but in terms of actually producing stuff, this is my first time. Arrow Chicken asked, who is your biggest inspiration to make TF2 content? Also, will you ever make trading content? Honestly, the entire good parts of the community are what drive me to continue to make TF2 related content besides general interest, but in terms of trading content, I've never really dipped my toes into it much, so I'm not sure if you'll see anything like that for me in the future. There are plenty of other guys out there. I'd highly recommend Squirrely personally. I think he makes very good trading content. Heavy is dead asked, are you happy in life? I hope you are, and why? Thank you for asking this. It's a good question. Overall, I would say I feel really unfulfilled right now. I don't know. I've really big ambitions and dreams, but I'm just not able to meet those expectations I have of myself. So I've just been really kicking myself over it. But besides that, I've been doing pretty alright. So thank you for asking. Crazy Chip 91 asked, what is your favorite map and why? A big favorite of mine is Upward primarily. I play on that a lot just because of its very open playing space, and the overall design can sometimes be choke pointy, but it's overall one of the better payload maps, I think. Badwater would be a pretty close second, and in terms of 5CP maps, I'm a really big fan of Gully Wash and Process. Zep asked, were you bullied ever for making videos? And honestly, I never really mentioned my channel to people outside of my friends, but even then it took me a while to open up to them about it. But they were all really supportive, so I'm just lucky to have really been discouraged from any of this. And even so, I don't know, you really shouldn't take any, you know, there's a fine line between criticism and insults, so it's really up to you to gauge which is which and take away from it, you know. Andre Russo 115 asked, how did you find TF2 in the first place, and why did you want to ever make videos about it? I found TF2 around late 2013 through the meme vids, but I didn't actually install the game until after the expiration date short released for the game in mid-2014. In terms of making content, I was just super passionate about it at one point and decided to just go forth and, you know, hit the ground running with it and just make videos about topics I thought were interesting. Z-Rob TF asked, when do you think TF2 will eventually die? I would say if we were never to get an update ever again, the game would probably still last for a numerous amount of years, a pretty long time. Honestly, it'd be a hard to answer kind of question, but given the pretty dedicated fan base, I think the game would sustain for a decent amount of time under the circumstance that the game never got updated again. So, Phosphorus 15 asked, wait, you have a Steam group? Why indeed I do. You can go ahead and join it. It'll be the first link in the description below. There's some cool peeps you can hang out with there. Shout out to my Steam group. So Bello asked, why are you so damn good looking, bro? And you know, I only included this one to set an example because this is an example of a bad question. You gotta keep in mind, guys, this is a Q&A video, not a comedy. Now, Mamalus David asked, what is your favorite weapon and why? And I would have to say, in terms of just aesthetic and design, I really like weapons that are just kind of out there, like maybe like the Huolong Heater. I don't know, it's just a very, it's just got a really nice, it's a weapon that, it's a little bit out there, but it doesn't stray too far away from the art style. And I'd say a lot of the older weapons too are very like, the design of the degreasers, it's sort of just made up of like old car parts. I don't know, I think that's really cool. But in terms of functionality, I would have to say like probably a lot of the stock weapons like the scatter gun, the iron bomber is pretty good. Girardi Patrol asked, how did you become so well known? To be honest, I still consider myself to be a smaller channel. I have more plans to expand my audience outside of TF2 though. Iron Jr. asked, when can we expect a Discord? Probably sometime later on. I'd like to say maybe around like the 20k mark, maybe 10k. Granted, we make it to that point, but yeah, we'll figure that out once we get there. Yapyrus asked, what is your dream TF2 update, and did you like Jungle Inferno? Personally, if we can get another update, like maybe the Love and War update, where there's just a ton of new content, just a lot of like really refreshing ideas that can be brought to the table, I'd be really happy. And in terms of whether or not I like Jungle Inferno, it was one of my like lesser favorite updates, I guess, but the changes to Pyro and the new contracts were pretty good additions. So, and a lot of you asked in terms of variety content. All I have to say is absolutely yes. I will be making way more content, expect more diversity, because I'm just getting really burnt out currently with TF2. But yeah, guys, I would like to thank you all for reaching out and asking a question. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question. There were a pretty decent amount to pick from, so I just want to make sure I pick probably the ones that you guys were most interested about hearing. But as always, guys, I'd like to thank you guys all for the support and just watching. Make sure to join my Steam group and follow me on Twitter. And with that in mind, guys, as always, thank you and have a good day.